Hello, everybody, and welcome into a special edition of Two for Talking. This is an interview I did with Penguins goalie prospect Sergei Murashov. He is back up in the AHL, but when he was down in the ECHL, because of the logjam in the goaltending we have, I was able to go down and meet up with him at the Nailers rink after practice and have a good sit down and get to learn a little bit about his backstory and all that kind of stuff. So I really think you guys will enjoy this. He's a really talented kid. Really looking forward to seeing where he goes. And a lot of people in the organization think he could be the next guy. But he's also just a good kid. So I think you guys will enjoy this conversation I had with Sergey. As always, check out the Neofis Insurance Group. And without further ado, here's my interview with Sergei Murashov. Sergey, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate this. First of all, what is it like? What's it been like for you in the United States? This is your first time here, right?
Yeah, that's my first year.
And how's it been for you?
Pretty great, actually. First of all, I appreciate that I have such opportunity to see the world, see our culture, turn my life 180 at 20 years. And yeah, I really like to be here. I stay in the moment, enjoy every day, and try to learn new and new every day. So I like that I have such option in my life.
What's the biggest difference you've seen between the United States and Russia?
I think people's behavior. So Americans are more friendly, they more open. In such case, Russians are really kind people, but they don't really show it. So they less emotional. They less talk, less smile, but they still pretty kind. And I think this is like the main difference for me, at least.
Yeah, I guess people in the United States are a little more outward with their emotions, and
yeah, they don't hesitate at all. And yeah, that's like first time it was kind of unusual for me, but yeah, I kind of used to it.
Evgeny Malkin, when he first came to Pittsburgh, the year they won the Stanley Cup in 2009, his mother came over and stayed with him, and he claimed his good playing was due to the borscht that she would make. Do you like borscht? Is that a good Russian?
Yeah, I love it. I wish. I think I will go somewhere back home and eat my mom's borscht as much as I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
Maybe you could swing up to Pittsburgh and Evgeny can make some
wish.
for you.
If Evgeny will invite me for a couple borscht, I will definitely agree for it.
Yeah. So talking hockey, when did you first start playing hockey?
I started, I think, at 6-7 years old, and so in my native city in Yaroslavl, there is a system where coaches going for like schools and kindergartens and just pick up children for hockey. This is how I think hockey found me, not I found hockey. And yeah, I just started. First 2 years I was a defenseman, and then after I chose to be a goalie. So this is like, again, hockey found me, not I.
Do you think playing goalie found you too?
Kinda, yeah. Like the story of it is, we always played smaller games at the end of practices, and I was always running to the net. I didn't want to score goals. I wanted to defend our own net to be sure that we don't give up goals. And I think when goalie coach came to our team and asked like, who want to be a goalie, I'm like, well, I don't want to run anymore. I will just stay there. And yeah, this is how I started my goalie career.
Do you like the, acrobatic save, or do you like this more structured save, like a Dominic Hasek, for example? I'm sure, are you familiar with him too much?
Yeah, of course.
Other than, you probably saw highlights because you probably weren't born yet whenever he still played.
Yeah, and hockey is faster every day, and it's also requires goalies to be better every day. So I'm position when a goalie make like acrobatic save, it means he made a mistake somewhere. So yeah, definitely when a goalie just stops the puck with his chest, it maybe seems pretty simple, but actually it's a really great job to make all this seem simple. For example, how like Shesterkin or Hellebuck or Bobrovsky playing, they sometimes, of course, they make a big great saves because of tough play, for example. But mostly times it just hit your chest, shoulders, pads, and it all seems so easy. But actually, it's a really, really huge work behind.
Yeah, yeah, that means that Henrik Lundqvist kind of reminds me of that too. He
Yeah,
very sound positionally, and
yeah. He reads the game unbelievable. Actually, he understands it. And yeah, sometimes it seems like so easy. Just puck finds him, not he even saves it. But that's a huge work behind.
yeah. Who was your favorite hockey player growing up?
Well, I think I don't have one my favorite. I just, well, as you said, Henrik Lundqvist is one whom I love to watch because of his mindset, like actually king mindset. When he's playing, he's in his own area. He knows what to do. He knows how to play, and I think I love to watch him. But actually, so many goalies, so many players, even besides hockey players whom I watched and I tried to learn something from them. That's really precious for me. How I built my own style, my own personality, my own mindset. It's all about like taking from someone and build my own.
Um, do you like the Russian goaltenders have just really, it's amazing what's going on. I was looking through statistics, I was just curious. Um, and Sergei Bobrovsky, who, in my opinion, is now a surefire Hall of Famer, won the Stanley Cup last year. Um, he was undrafted, and nobody really knew about him. And then you have Andrei Vasilevsky, who's a first round pick. Um, are you noticing? And we see with the Four Nations tournament. I mean, I said I think all the best goaltenders in the world are from Russia. And I don't know. Have you noticed that? Is it something you've seen where goalies have all of a sudden, it goes back if you're familiar with Miracle on Ice with Vladislav Tretiak in 1980.
Hmm.
But is there something going on in the water? Is there something in the water in Russia that's causing all these great goaltenders to start coming out?
Well, yeah, definitely Russian goalies dominate right now. I think I'm even kind of like selfishly proud of it. But yeah, definitely we have our own style when you can say that this goal is from Russia just because how he plays. But I think uh, goalie coaches in Russia, if this is like the first reason why Russian goalies are at the top right now. It's a really huge work there. Um, I'm so grateful for people whom I worked with because they showed me so many different details, not only in techniques but in tactics, in psychology aspect, and everything helps you to grow, to learn. And yeah, I think I like to say that a Russian goalie is just because they are successful just because of mix of Russian mindset and the goalie position.
Yeah.
They both pretty unique, and it's kind of interesting mix. So, but like in general, yeah, definitely Russian goalies start to play more and more. And I know like a lot of young goalies who is also growing up, and I think will be great goalies in future. So yeah, definitely this area in Russia is developing, still developing. But as I said at first, I think it's a huge goalie coach's work.
What's the Russian mindset if you had to kind of pinpoint it?
Like it's kind of how you perceive life. So you uh, focus on what you can do. You don't have any fear of in front of challenges. You like everything forces you to grow, and it's kind of like you start to appreciate things more. You may be less emotional, but you know what's going on through your head, and you just understands life kind of like in another way. So you don't like try to find something what gives you pleasure. No, you just like you still enjoy this life, but you also just understands it's better. I think. I'm not saying our countries don't, other people of countries don't understand it. No, not at all. But Russians are kind of like because they, I think, less emotional. They can handle it inside better.
Yeah, I just because of the Four Nations tournament, I watched a bunch of international hockey stuff, and there's a documentary if you've ever seen it called "Miracles of Men," where they follow the 1980 Russian team and talk to all the players like Fetisov and they asked Tretiak because he got pulled like, when they. I don't know if you're familiar with that game on Lake Placid, but Tretiak gave up 2 goals in the first period against the U.S. and then he got pulled. And they asked him. They said, you know, was it super emotional? Were you mad? And he said, I was mad, but just kind of
Mm,
you. That was the Russian way. You just
yeah,
you
yeah,
you stick with it. You don't lash out, and that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like that's actually interesting how like Russians show their emotions. They almost don't show it, and the same with like kindness. I have so many examples, so many stories from my life, and people like they seems like so you know maybe sad, maybe like even aggressive, but actually all their actions are kind. And this is kind of weird, but it's like it's Russia.
Yeah, that's funny. Um, uh, so what was your? Do you have any favorite hockey movie in particular?
No, hockey movie, no.
You don't not know you have posted your Olaf
Yeah.
and so talk about that a little bit. I mean, how did that start? It was kind
Yeah.
of a good luck charm, or you really like the movie Frozen?
Well, first, yeah, I love this movie. I think like it's not for kids; it's for adults too. So many actually cartoons made, I think, for adults. So many lessons from there. But the story of it is, I think, like 7 years ago, something like this. I got a small Olaf, so which I posted from Kinder Surprise, and like one day I just decided like he'll be with me everywhere, just like subconsciously. And like wherever I was going, we traveled a lot with team, and I just realized, oh, he's with me. Oh, like he's in my bag, or he's in my pocket, just like subconsciously. And when I just had an idea that I don't really like to take pictures of myself going somewhere, and I don't really like to take pictures just like of places of interest, like somewhere where you're going. And I'm like, I want to make something specific. So when idea came to me that I will take a picture of all of wherever I will go and just post it. So and I have pretty, I think, rich collection already, and still growing. But yeah, this is how it's going. So it's kind of like talisman for me. So I
Yeah.
like it.
Is it kind of? Did you travel a lot to play hockey?
Yeah,
Growing up
yeah.
and away
In
from
Europe,
home.
well, um, we traveled like I think from with our national team under 16 to under 18 until Russia was suspected. A lot like Europe. We visited Czech, Switzerland, Sweden, Finland, Belarus, or else Germany, Austria. So yeah, we travel like a lot.
So kind of that thing that stayed with you. Then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Olaf was
yeah.
like your attachment, maybe like a little connection to home.
Yeah, like actually, it's kind of like small part of my soul too.
Yeah, yeah. It's so he's pretty goofy, I guess.
He's like,
Does that mean
yeah.
you're a goofy guy?
I cannot say I'm a goofy guy, but all of his, yeah, I like his like if make a recall of movie, I like his attitude to life, how he handles everything with smile. That's precious, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Um, what's something that a lot of people might not know about you?
I don't even know. Like Well, I like to say that so my birthday is 1st of April, and it's like April Fools, and my attitude to life is one big joke. Like it's in a good way, obviously in a good way, but everything actually, if you meets everything in your life with smile, if you go through challenges with a smile on your face, it's much easier and it's even more enjoyable. So I think this like point of my life is very important for me, and I think interesting for others.
Yeah, there's a lot to laugh about in life.
Definitely,
I'm a
definitely.
clumsy person, so if I don't laugh, then my kids over there, they're sitting there watching us. They see me trip and fall down the steps all the time, or you know, God only knows what. We recently actually made an ice rink in our driveway, um, and I was fortunately not. I didn't have any big mistakes in big falls, but they would have given me a hard time about. Um, when it comes to dreams, you know, what what you want to accomplish in your hockey career. Obviously, I would think the NHL is is in your sights, but what do you see as something you want to accomplish as you go forward?
To be honest, I have a rule: don't tell the world rule. So if you agree, I wouldn't share about it.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's okay. That's okay. That's you know, kind of like you don't want to share your secret. You don't want to share
it's
what.
kind of like it's better to do than to say when the opposite. So I prefer do first
So once you
when
accomplish it, then you'll
yeah,
say it.
yeah, when like I don't even need to say.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Did you root for any particular NHL team growing up?
No, I think I was watching Harry Lukemist, but again just in highlights because it's kind of tough to watch games. They're all at night in Russia. So, but yeah, like one particular team, no.
No. Um, what about the no? You're in the same organization now as Evgeny Malkin. Have you got to hang out with him or talk to him and chat with him? What's that been like?
Yeah, we met each other at main camp. We like just say hello to each other, but we didn't talk. I wish one day, but yeah, I definitely feel his positive energy, and he's definitely a great guy.
And what about Alexander Ovechkin's another NHL Russian legend, and he's closing in on Wayne Gretzky's goal mark. What do you think that means for Russian hockey players?
It means that we still at the top. We have great players, and well, Alex Ovechkin already reached so many mm, goals, and he did a really great career and still doing it. It means that I think it inspires young players right now in Russia because I think if I'm right, Alex Ovechkin is the most popular sportsman in Russia right now. So it makes just hockey popular in Russia, and we will see new Ovechkins in future. I think so. This is what it means. I think right now.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe he's actually going to break the record. It's
Well, he will do. I'm pretty sure, but sooner or later. But yeah, it's actually uh, it's a huge record actually.
yeah, yeah. I wrote a piece about a little bit about him and Crosby to a degree. Uh, I don't know if well you what year were you born? You were
For Olaf.
oh 04? Okay, so yeah, you were a baby whenever they came into the
Mm-hmm.
league. Um, they had unreal expectations, and everybody was anointing them to be the next ones. And Crosby's climbing the list of overall points, and Ovechkin is going to pass the goal mark. It's just unreal. Have you got to face Sid
Yeah,
in practice?
yeah. So couple times we skated together, and I remember my thoughts were, well, our shots are important too, but against it, I have to stop this shot. I have to stop. I want to stop it. So I remember first shot, he just went under block, and I'm like, oh. But like next one, I stopped, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it. I can do it, and like I want to challenge him too. So yeah, it's definitely a huge opportunity for me too in this life. Not even like on the ice, but besides our ice to see how Sid works, how's his attitude to all around. He has a really great culture of as a person. And one story I love to tell about him is we had a practice at main camp and very special like covers on the posts for goalies to
Mm.
not to make skates bad. So and during drill I broke my stick and one like this cover went out from post and I didn't have and when we switched sizes for drill I didn't have time to make this cover again on the post and I just went to switch my stick and I turn my head and sees it makes this cover on the post, and I'm like, wow, this guy like won Stanley Cups, Olympics, and so many other achievements in his career, but he's still pretty humble to help like a young guy and make this cover on the post again. So that's really precious and like it's a small action, but it still sometimes reminds me how you should stay humble and attentive to people around you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think you know, you seem to have a good head on your shoulders, and Sid uh seems to be that person of like he doesn't lead by vocal, he doesn't get up and, yell and scream, "Oh, we got to
Yeah.
do this." He's the ultimate leader. Do you consider yourself a leader, or it's hard to from the goalie perspective because you're kind of stuck in the crease sometimes, but
That's actually like what you need to do. You like how a goalie coach Carl said, like literally yesterday, goalie leads team from behind.
yeah.
So I think every goalie in every team is a leader because you do so much stuff for a win, and yeah, definitely you have responsibility because like if you're a great player, you can score 3 or 4 for a game, but your team can get 5 and you'll lose. Goalie always can give a chance for at least 1 point in the game. It will be like 0-0, but you'll get 1 point. And like if your team will score once, you already have a chance for win. So and it depends on goalie works. So yeah, I would like to say that every goalie in every team should be like a leader.
Yeah. That's my podcast co-host Josh Yohe. He has talked to old Penguins that won the Stanley Cups with Mario Lemieux, and they used to score a lot of goals, but they wouldn't win a lot. And then they got Tom Barrasso. I don't know if you're familiar with him, American goalie, and that was the first real goaltender. And Josh said that they've all told him the moment they had a real goalie, the confidence just, it like the whole team felt like they had, uh,
Yeah, I've heard about it from players before too. And you can even just uh, make them confident just how you walk to the ice, how you warm up, how you just stay in the net. It's you don't even need to make unbelievable saves. Just they feel it, and this is human psychology, I guess, when you just subconsciously feel it. So this is like what I love about goaltending is that you can lead the team without words. You can actually do your job, and you don't need like to yell at anyone. You don't need like to fight. You make like them emotional and so on. You just need to do your job. That's
mhm.
all. That's all you need, and it will be a huge part of success for the team.
Is there something that you have to be a little crazy to be a goalie? Because people have said you have a
Yeah.
pieces of rubber shot at you at 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, like actually, I think like that's naturally you should miss out of these pieces, but you have to against your instincts to stop it with your body. So yeah, it's kind of like crazy, but I love it. I love it. That's my job. So.
Yeah. And I'll leave you with this. My nephew is a hockey player. He's a AAA hockey player. That's his goal is to make it professional. And I asked him. I said, any question you want me to ask? And he specifically said he wants to know what does it take to get to where you are from where he is at the age of 13. And this probably goes for all young
Yeah,
players.
yeah. Well, first of all, work every day. Effortless is a myth, as Federer said in his speech, like a great tennis player. So I definitely agree with him. And yeah, just it's work every day. Keep learning things from life. Don't just like stuck with something. Always be open for something, and all challenges is are a great part of learning in this life. Enjoy this path, definitely. It makes it much easier when you enjoy it. And I think I just, at least for what works for me, is mindfulness. It's kind of like, I reached it pretty early, I think, but this is a really great tool to stay in the moment, just keep present. The future is about what will happen or not. Past is already things that you cannot control anymore. So, but stay in the moment, and that's all you need in this life.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun, and we'll be rooting for you and cheering for you on your path, and excited to see where things go for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity to participate in this podcast. I think I've never, well, I think it's my second experience, but I love it. I love it. Thank you for all support, and I feel it every day.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.